Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Joey. I'm the creative director, concept artist, and lead gameplay designer here at Subjective Content Company. We're a new and upcoming indie game studio, and our mission is to provide engaging and immersive experiences that will challenge and push our players to overcome and better themselves as individuals through strategic and tactical gameplay, to challenge their ways of thinking through thought-provoking emotional storytelling, and most importantly, that they have fun along the way. Yes, I 100% read that from a script. I am sorry. But anyway, um, that I decided it's about time to I gotta start recording, doing devlogs and stuff, and working on some concept art. This is a character in the game we're working on. Project Isekai-Lied. I guess basically the synopsis is main character Chan is at a Renaissance fair. Disaster, shenanigans ensue, dies, gets sent to an alternate parallel universe that's set during the People's Crusade. There are reasons why we're doing it specifically that way, but we'll get into that in a later video. Because the emphasis, the crux the of this specific video is I just wanted to show a little bit of my process for the art. And art direction here is we'd like to capture the aesthetic of an illuminated manuscript of the late 11th century, early 12th century, and we want to have, I guess, that the vibe, like a living illuminated manuscript. So what I'm doing here is I've got a reference of a illumination around that time period. It's the depiction of David and Goliath. Them medieval people in their Bibles, I tell you what. But I've been basically trying to employ some period techniques to get this. Now, some of what I'm doing here is more Renaissance with the cross contour, but it should still have that antiquated feel. Because, I mean, do you guys really want a game with, like, the characters being this proportions? And, I mean, look at this face. You don't want to look at that. Oh, so, basically, I'm using the watercolor brush for this because it's the closest brush to get that tempera feel, where I can really like layer it over and over. So right now, I'm just working on the coat, and yeah, I'm coloring outside the lines, but that can be erased pretty easily. And yeah, my workspace is a mess, but that's just how it goes. Alright, what the hell that is my towel? There's my pen. Okay. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm doing an underpainting in a shit. I'm forgetting my pigments. Like burnt umber. It's like that, I think. Oh, I need to be more prepared for these videos. Okay, this needs to be smaller. So, one of the things that makes coloring and painting really feel like it comes from the Middle Ages or even the Renaissance is, for example, in modern illustration. Okay, here, like, okay, I have a Satania fan art that I'm working on the side just for fun. So like, eh, people will just like fill it in like that, blah 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 blah. And that's not really something they did in period. They primarily used cross hatching until Leonardo da Vinci invented sfumato. Now for my art history bros, you already know all this. But for those who don't and maybe want to learn more about Renaissance and medieval painting practices, I would be willing to do some tutorials for you guys. Now, I'm being a lot messier than I would be if this was traditional, because I know I can just easily, flip the pen. Oh, look, it's gone now. Wait, what? Okay, am I... Oh, I'm not on the right layer. Oh, goody. Don't you just love when that happens? Okay. Oh. There. There you go. My point stance. Okay. Now, another thing that makes, I guess, the medieval Byzantine style. What? Oh shit, wrong fucking gosh. Okay. One thing that separates the transition between the Byzantine and, I think it's not Gothic, there's one in between that. Oh, I needed to be a little bit more prepared. But there's indications of form in the shading, but it's not quite three-dimensional. For example, the drapery on this is extremely flat. There's no form to it, if that makes any sense. So like, drapery in the modern day, there's that indication of three-dimensionality. But folds back then would be a straight up, and that's because it's gonna be really shitty because it's just an example, but the way the tunics were cut, when it's around a body, there's a belt that then ties it together, and then that creates the tension points. So those are just really terrible quick examples to try and get what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm not quite doing this as flat as they would, but I'm also not really making it as expressive as you would see in the Renaissance or Baroque. And then, always make sure there's cross contour to indicate form. because form is the cornerstone of what separates the amateur from the professional. And I'm not claiming to be a professional, even though I have this startup going on. I have a lot to learn still. I am not the best artist, and I openly admit that I cannot draw without reference. I do not have a visual library because I'm actually not able to see anything in my head. Now, that could be related to the autism, I'm not sure. So, I have to see everything that I'm drawing. And it's very hard for me to conceptualize things. That's why, like, fantasy art is very difficult for me to do. And when I do fantasy art, my designs closely follow period sources. Alrighty. And yeah, it's just about working the cross hatching over and over and over. And keep going, you know. So historically, they would work dark to light, which is counter to a lot of what art schools are teaching these days. And you're not going to learn any of this in art school, unfortunately. I didn't. It was more of a here's some principles, go figure it out on yourself. And I learn best. I have like a mentor, someone who can actually sit down with me and work with me one-on-one. And luckily I was able to find an excellent professor who did that for me. And I wouldn't be where I am without him. Yep, and we're just continuing to do that. And then we're going to flip it over here, and we're going to continue the cross-hatching. Now, what I'm doing here is a tempera technique. Where you hold the pen vertical to the sheet, and you're just using your the tip of your index finger, and you're lightly doing this up and down, and the amount of pressure you should be putting on, if this was a normal paintbrush, you should not see the paintbrush bend. It should be straight. That's how. I'm probably pressing a little harder than I should, but also the Cintiq I don't think can register that much of a lightness and pressure, so I have to press a little bit harder. Now sometimes I compensate for that by lowering the opacity of the layer. And we're just working it slowly but surely and building out the shading. Yeah, you look at it far away and you look at it close. As far away you can get the forms a lot easier. It simplifies the drawing. That's looking about right. Well, let's do the belt now. So, belts back then, and you know, I'm assuming a lot of you guys know all this because if you're into this game, then you're gonna like the Middle Ages. But They didn't have belt buckles, like we do now. Now, I believe there was a recent archaeological find where they did, but I cannot remember off the top of my head, what year. So, they would, they had like a little loop-de-loop system to wrap around. And as someone who does historical reenactment, through the SCA and gets to gallivant around in tights, it's honestly a pretty effective system. I wouldn't mind if it came back, in all honesty. This is, the belt's pretty simple. It's a pretty flat, object. There's a little bit of depth, but it's just cross-hatching. Or hatching and cross-hatching. And we'll add some shading here. And then it kind of rounds out as it curves around the back. And then... Okay. Yeah, I have not found any real way to replicate egg tempera perfectly digitally. If anyone has any ideas on how to do it, I would love to hear it. That would be amazing. And then different ends here had different shapes. I just gave them a diamond tapered shape for now. Now, in regards to the historical accuracy of these designs, the late 11th century or early 12th century, we don't have a lot of archaeological evidence. A lot of the reconstructions we have are based off of the illuminations. And technologically, we were just starting to see variations from the hauberk, spear, and Spangenhelm kite shield. You know, the traditional Norman look. So, for now, until we can, like, get a historian who specializes in the era, as much as I love history, I'm just a hobbyist, just history buff. And I would know where to find the source. My specialty is in Renaissance Europe, northern Italy, as well as Hungary. So this period is a little new to me. It's fun. I picked it mostly because just the entire premise of the People's Crusade is a walking Monty Python sketch. And I feel like it'd make for great entertainment. And the mechanics just lend to themselves. Okay, so chainmail. Chainmail is one hell of a annoying problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade this like it's not chainmail. And I made a chainmail texture. You can probably see on the right. And I'm just going to overlay the texture and probably morph it around to give it that form. Because this is just the concept art. This is not the game. It's what we're giving to the 3D modeler to make the models. So I don't think it's gonna be much of a big deal if I don't draw every single chain mail link individually, because I tried that in some of these preliminary sketches, and that's gonna take forever. So we got more cross contour. This is basically a cylinder. It's a little wonky, but that's okay. Now I'm not too worried about coloring outside the lines because this is digital. It's an easy fix. Now traditionally, oh my god, I would be like, whoop, whoop, whoop. But I'm more concerned with speed and getting the rough idea and concept done. And then changes can be made from there. Well, the last couple weeks I've been experimenting with style and coloring and trying to figure out what direction exactly I want to take this in. And this is pre-development right now. We're not anywhere near like actual development, because my best friend and the programmer, hopefully, I refuse to have him work for free. It's because I would not expect people to make me work for free. So, I want to run a fair, ethical company that actually values its employees' time and their ability to be financially secure. Okay, so we probably need to make it a little darker under here because the tunic's gonna be casting a shadow. And now I can talk a little bit about the umbra, penumbra, and antumbra, just in case anyone is interested or doesn't know. Once again, my art history bros or fellow artists are gonna know what I'm talking about. But there are basically three parts to shadow. There's the umbra, which is the darkest part. The umbra, which is next, or the penumbra, which is next, and then there's the antumbra, which is the lightest part of the shadow. So the way that light reacts and bounces, it's not like cell shading where it's just one patch of darkness. It transitions. So honestly, the this is not as dark as I would normally make the umbra in my drawings, because I mostly have like a Baroque Caravaggio inspired weeb mix style. So exaggerated light and darkness. But this is not that. This is I want an indication of form because this game's gonna be 3D modeled. Every artist needs some sick tunes. Got my Palestine-Lied playing. Days Volt. I got some weeb tunes, my Tohos. And honestly, like I got country, like Tennessee Ernie Ford's pretty good. I like the Ballad of Davy Crockett. Got the Ballad of the Alamo. I don't really know what genre those songs are. I like songs from the Civil War, both Confederate and Union. And before anyone jumps my shit, I am not white, even though I may sound it. But like, as much as the Confederates are shitheads, man, music's good. All right, that's good. Good. Well, what I want the light source directly on the chest. Well, hi there, Scrappy. It's my Doger. He is a pit bull wiener dog mix, and he is just absolutely precious. All right, buddy. I'm doing work now. Wanna go lay down? I'll give you lots and loves and attentions later. He's 8 months old. He's a piece of work, but I love him. I'll flash a picture of him on the screen. He's a good boy. Okay. Let's see. Light centered. Then this should be a darker here, and then it should fade. Okay. That's good. We just need to. Oh yeah, and fucking when it comes to music, Clamavi de Profundis is fucking just. That is some of the best shit your ears could listen to. And I apologize. I swear like a sailor. If that bothers you, I don't know what to tell you. I do humbly apologize. Okay, cool. Yeah, Song of Hammerdeep, give that a listen. They're just a wholesome, awesome band. They're a family group. Just the voices are just so rich. And I may not be, an expert in musician, but I do have a small background in music composition, so I can say that they know their shit. Okay. I guess we'll do the same thing with the male here. So like older, like in 1066, the male would probably come down here. But we're moving away from that. And the kind of character Boio is he's kind of rejecting the old ways of fighting, because he's a Frisian descent. Those who immigrated to England during the Carlo. Oh god, I hate this word. Carlogingian. I guess purges, proto crusades against the Norse. Anyways, his father fought and died under King Harold Godwinson at the Battle of Hastings, and he sees that as, an end to an age, and if he's gonna get anywhere in life, he has to embrace new technology, so his armor's gonna be a little different. Not as long, so lighter. Definitely not male chalices, because those don't come about until the late 12th century, I believe. But yeah, it's the kite shield, and it's not gonna look this bad like when I'm done. That was just a really rough concept. I took stole heraldry from an actual shield on Google Images. It's yeah, and then it's traced to save time, but his actual shield's not gonna look this bad. Okay. Alright, now this is not a true Gambison. This is more in the vein of like more of a light arming coat. So maybe like one or two layer, 2 to 3 layers of linen, just to protect the body from the mail, or not protect. Well, yeah, protect it could cause bruising, but what's the word? Make it more comfortable. Okay, I just did went back to my habit of painting how I would normally paint in more of a modern style. Nope, you gotta do cross hatching, and I definitely see how this fell out of favor for oils and oil painting. I mean, this technique's was still in use during like the early periods of oil painting with Jan Ike and Chinino Chinini. But I can definitely see why cross hatching fell out of favor for the most part, because it is beautiful, but it is time consuming as all get out. Okay, so I pretty much got the underpainting done. So now we're gonna begin with color and basically ocular blending through multiple layers of color. We're gonna create shading and depth. So this character is a he's kind of a mix between Griffith and Askeladd from Berserk and Vinland Saga. He his dream is to become landed, and he's a very patient, strategic, a very Machiavellian character. So when I designed his heraldry, um, Maroon is patient yet victorious in battle, and Orange is worthy ambition. I think that fits the character. And then Gold is generosity and elevation of the mind. I thought those three colors fit his personality and kind of look pretty good together. So we're probably gonna make his tunic this striking red, which happens to be his hair color as well. We're gonna start uh putting that red down, and we're basically just doing what we did with the underpainting, following the same contours as light as possible. And we'll probably use some greens for the dark areas to give it a more impactful transition, if that makes any sense. I forgot my art vocabulary. It's been so long since I've had to use it. I just used, like, diddly-doo and thingamajig. Much to the chagrin of my teammates. Or teammate. Let's not pretend we're an actual legit company. We're a hope right now. And yeah, we're just slowly but surely. I'm jiggling the Cintiq on accident. I don't know if the mic is picking up on that. If so, I apologize. And then never think you're done after you've done the hatch. There's always the cross hatch and the cross contours. So now we're gonna flip it this way. And we're gonna do this side. And this is starting to actually look kind of nice. It's just a matter of just slowly but surely chipping away at these layers, and when it's done, it should have that, beautiful richness that the medieval illuminators created. And other people of the time period. This is more Cennino Cennini's process than anyone else's. Which is post period, but you guys want to look at something pretty. And as meme-tastic as illuminations are, it doesn't fit the mood of the story and theme we're going for at this game. Gotta be serious. Rough and tumble. Like big ol' sexy medieval men. During pauses from now on, or like long periods where I just have nothing to say, I'll speed it up and put some of my my music compositions I've done. I'm just a hobbyist musician, so not gonna be amazing, but might as well plug them.